So you've probably been told that you're burnt out, you need to rest, you need to stress less, probably go on holiday. Slow things down, meditate, do a cold plunge, have a biohacking routine. You've probably tried all of it because that's the type of person you are. You want to fix things, but you're still stuck. Ground zero exists because those standard solutions weren't built for the kind of woman who actually ends up needing them. Yes, they work, but they're what I call creation level tools. You're not in creation level phase. You're in what we call the chaos phase. Now, before I go off on a tangent, I want to tell you exactly what ground zero is and how it works and what it's going to ask of you, because the name sounds like a bigger commitment than it actually is. So ground zero is a 48-hour structured recalibration protocol. It's not a course, it's not a coaching program, it's not some community where you have to show up to a series of live calls and perform and do all of this fancy stuff in front of strangers. That's not how it works. It's a precision intervention. It's diagnostic, it's structured, and it's measurable. And you run it in your own time, at your own pace, with guidance built in that you can use as much or as little as you want. So here's what actually happens. Day one, this is orientation and assessment. You will get access to a capacity assessment tool. Okay, it's a GPT that I have trained specifically to identify your nervous system state and your capacity load. It will ask you a very specialized set of questions and it will produce a report. It will show you your current starting point, it will show you your capacity score, your nervous system load. It's not generic. This is based on your data, your state, your starting point. So it's personalised. Then from that assessment data, you're going to get a plan. We will build you a custom protocol. It's not a template. It's an actual protocol that is matched to where you're at right now. Whether you are wired and tired, whether you are flat and disconnected, or whether you're oscillating between the two. The intervention differs depending on the state. Now, the assessment will make sure that you start in the right place. We'll do all of that on day one. You'll also get access to a private group, which will give you voice notes from me to help support you through that process. Then we're going to jump into day two, and that's all about execution. You run the protocol. These will be structured actions based on your specific constraint and the time that you have available. When you go through the assessment, it'll ask you how much time have you got to give to this, and it will build the protocol based on that. And you'll go through the voice notes from me that will guide you through each stage. That's a really controlled execution environment. It's built for women who want the system, not a community. So you can be in there, get that little bit of support, engage with me if you want to, and it will help you along as you execute the plan. Most actions take 10 to 20 minutes. It's not going to be a fancy 2-hour morning routine that you're going to fail to maintain. There's no live calls for you to show up to at inconvenient times that just waffle on and waste your time. These will be structured, guided protocols that you can do in your own time based on the time that you have and the time you're willing to give. You can have a tracker so you can see what's moving and what's working. And then after it, we'll review. We'll look at that data, your sleep quality, your decision speed, your physical reactivity, your emotional flatness, all of this stuff. We can look at that because you'll have before and after data. Not just feelings, not hope and a prayer, actual evidence of whether or not the mechanism is working, whether or not the protocol has worked for you. Because data matters. And we're going to track all of that as we go through this process in a very simple way. Now, I know what you're thinking. Maybe you're too exhausted to start something new. But that's the thing with Ground Zero. It was built specifically for the point that you're at right now. 10, 20 minutes, whatever you've got to give. And you don't have to figure anything out. You just follow the steps. You follow the protocol. I've done it all for you. Exhaustion isn't a reason not to start. It's the reason to start. Now, I know you've tried things before and they didn't work. Everything you've tried before was either built for a different kind of woman or it was the right tool applied in the wrong sequence at the wrong time. Like I said earlier, creation level tools when you're still in the chaos phase. Ground Zero will start with that diagnosis. The intervention is matched to your specific state. That is categorically different from everything else you've tried. Now, maybe you don't want support, maybe you don't want my help, you don't need it forever, that's fine. Ground zero is just 48 hours. There's a clear exit. It will diagnose, it will stabilise. And at the end, you'll have data. You'll have that starting point, a clear picture of what comes next. There's no obligation beyond the 48 hours. There's no ongoing commitment required unless you choose it. And what if it doesn't work? Well, at the end of the 48 hours, you'll have either recovered some measurable capacity, your sleep will be getting better, decisions will be clearing, flatness will begin to lift, or you will have identified precisely why things haven't worked and what to address next. Either way, you will come out with some useful data. Nothing will waste your time. It's 100% free, no credit cards, nothing like that, and no commitment beyond your time and your effort for 48 hours. The place you're in now, the fire's not gone. You know it's still there. You remember what it felt like to be fully present, to be focused, to be doing the work from a place of genuine resources, to be your best self, sharp, witty, in the fire. That is not a past version of you. That's your baseline when your nervous system has infrastructure to support it. Ground zero is where we start getting that back. Now, if you're in, the link to start will be in the captions below.